go with it. Welcome, I guess. Aria, Eli, Leo. Anybody else? Anybody else that has decided to tune in and make some discoveries with us and take a bit of a journey. As promised, this is a first video in looking at music. What I like in music and what other people might like in music. So again, if anyone happens to be watching and you would like to see a reaction to something else, let me know. Not only because that'd be great, but because if it is great, if it is something that kind of touches a chord with me, or if you can explain to me why it would be such a great thing to review, especially for kids, or in terms of kids that are going to be adults one day. I believe that people should have a very open perspective on things, on all things. And so you can't really constrict yourself to one kind of music. You should look at them all and find the one that you like, regardless of what they're about. The world is sound and vibration. It really is. And I've listened to a lot of different types of music in my time. My beautiful partner, she likes different kinds of music to me. But when we sit down and we talk about why, we can find common reasoning around it, and we can understand each other's perspectives. I like a lot of different music, and my family has always been very much into music, from the angle of such bands as like the Eagles, to the point where my younger brother is actually a vocal coach in Invercargill, which is right down the bottom of New Zealand, and I'm kind of near the top. I live in the North Island of New Zealand. So what we're going to do here is we are going to watch, and hopefully the video will pop up here, watch a video about DImash, Bergen. Anyway, he's from Kazakhstan, absolutely fantastic vocalist, I think. This is one of his first performances that I ever saw, S.O.S. It's fantastic, and hopefully you will think the same. What I'll do is I'll react to it. I've actually got a video here, which I highly recommend that you go and you check out if you really want to know the story behind this song. And that's I'll link the account below that it's connected to, Gloria Wu. Thank you very much for what you do. She supplies videos with subtitles to DImash's songs. And so, go to her channel by all means, check those out. But this is me watching through the story through the song. We'll watch the song, we'll come back, we'll have a couple of words about the reasons why I like it. As you can see, I'm equipped with a phone and headphones, so bear with me as I go backwards and forwards and have a look at the different elements. So tune in, see the reaction. If you like, you can leave after that, but I'll have a couple of things to say afterwards. But this is especially for you, Aria, Eli, and Leo, and anybody else that might be along for the journey. Alright, so S.O.S. Let's have a listen. I think what I might do is I might have a look at the whole thing and see how that plays out. So 8 minutes 47. Gloria Wu, go to her account.
刚睡醒吗？
你对那个第一版的这个编曲觉得怎么样？
бірінші әнді мысынан жоқ өйткені менің ойымша әннің характері жоқ.
我觉得这样，因为他呢不了解这个节目，最后他能不能留下是那500个观众决定的。但是这个500个观众，其实你唱歌的时候，如果他只是安静的听，你没有让他们疯狂到站起来，没有那种感觉，你拿不到那个票。通过我们的交流， 我们发现他的音乐一旦确定了风格，他是非常非常轴的，他会很纠结。
So at this point, I would highly recommend that you turn on the subtitles on the actual video itself. So I'll try to get that to show up. But if it doesn't show up, basically what they're saying here is that he's been told that the particular way that he wants to sing the song, the arrangement might not be as exciting as it needs to be in order for him to actually win, which is interesting.
但是我认为，真正可以把专业做好的人，一定是非常纠结的人。我觉得这样的人才有成功的可能性。
So they want to play the music a particular way or a particular arrangement, and he doesn't feel like it's natural. He wants to do it his way.
歌唱比赛得过奖。
удостоен DImash NOW.
他对歌曲的驾驭能力是被印证过的。
Қандай орын алсам да бәрібір маған әрбір байқауларға барғанда да сөзін шыны керек ешқашан да екінші болып көрмейді.
So saying they asked him what position he's hoping to get in the competition. He says first or second doesn't really matter, but that he's never come second. Then he laughed and basically said ranking's not important. These parts are really good because Gloria tends to go into everything behind the song. So where did it come from? Who sung it? Which I think is really good because sometimes you get to see how the song sounded when it was first sung, which is really important, I think, if you're going to be reacting to how a person sings the song after that.
Pourquoi je vis, pourquoi je meurs, pourquoi je ris, pourquoi je pleure. Voici le S.O.S. d'un terrien en détresse. J'ai jamais eu les pieds sur terre.
It's cool.
J'aimerais mieux être un oiseau. Je suis mal dans ma peau.
He's got good range too.
Je voudrais voir le monde à l'envers. Si jamais c'était plus beau que là-haut. D'en haut.
That dip that he does before he hits the high part. There we go. Composing himself.
Pourquoi je vis, pourquoi je meurs, pourquoi je ris, pourquoi je pleure. Voici le S.O.S. d'un terrien en détresse. J'ai mis hier sur terre. Je me prendrai vos âmes seulement dans ma peau. Je voudrais voler montagne avant. Sans jamais s'arrêter. suis toujours qu'au fond d'une vie avec le conditionnel.
Just pause it there for a sec. So, I'm not technically trained in music. I'm going to link a couple of people down below that are, and I highly recommend that if you see them covering any of these videos, that you go and you listen to what they have to say, because they know far more than I do about why this is technically great. But I guess what I'm going to talk about is more why emotionally or vibrationally it's a fantastic thing to hear or listen to. The way that he can just kind of pinpoint those high notes is just so clear and on the mark. It's such a beautiful thing to listen to. And then the way that he dips back down, that's those really low notes, those fantastic. His range is phenomenal. So we'll keep going.
Je crois dans un vie, tu mets à ma force. Je sens quelque chose qui m'attire, voler. Au retour de l'univers. Je vise, pourquoi je meurs, pourquoi je ris, pourquoi je pleure.
So soft.
J'y crois comme les autres, qualité notre amour.
Pause it there. I mean, wow. So, I mean, if you can imagine listening to music like the Eagles, which I think I will go back, listen to a couple of those and really hammer out how I feel about them. Because these things are based on time and circumstance and things like that. That really decide how a song is going to be locked in for you. That was just fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, there's so many pieces in here that you can pick on. And I mean, you know, like just the precision of some of those higher notes that he sings is phenomenal. And then right at the end where he dips right down, then he comes right up into the end note. Let's see if we can find that. Here it is, I think. Yeah, so this is it. So he's going to nail himself back down, right down to that low note. And I'll try to square it up so it shows up. And then he's just going to hit low, come back up. And when he hits the top and he does this kind of a run back down, it sounds fantastic. And then as well as that, you know, because I'll stop it after the run. But when he does the last lines, you know, I think it's like sleep, my child, sleep. And he finishes that last note and he kind of projects it a bit louder and then quietens it down again. These are all technical things that are just, so great to listen to. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And there's that part where he just slams his voice out so loud and projects it so well. And I've been, again, with the voice coaches that I've been watching and listening to, it's a mix between his head voice and his chest voice, and he projects it with such power and force. But the roller coaster ride, right? The roller coaster ride of how he makes you feel as he sings this song. Now, again, in talking with your mother, she doesn't feel the same way. She finds some of these notes to be quite harsh. She can admit that he is technically a brilliant singer, but she just doesn't feel the same way. And I'm going to cover another song at some point that your mother absolutely adores, and I'll tell the story of how our conversation came about around that story. Look out for it. It's a New Zealand band, 660, and it's a song called Lost. And I'll cover that. We'll see what comes out. Anyway, fantastic. DImash S.O.S. Highly recommend that you look into his music. And we're going to cover a few others, because there are some songs that he has that are just, well, they're all mind-blowing, but you'll see what I mean. Anyway, this song makes me feel like I am part of a feeling world, if that makes sense. That there are people out there that feel this way, disconnected, lost and floating. And knowing that I've felt that way before, that they're out there and that we should be trying as fellow human beings to understand the way that they feel, so that if we ever come across that situation or people in that situation, that we're more able to assist. Life is about becoming better human beings, kids. That's why it's important to find these things. Anyway, I'll leave it there. See how this video looks, see how you all feel about it. And we'll come back next time with something different. If you did like it, like it. If you didn't like it, tell me why. I like criticism. But for the most part, take it easy. And we'll see you next time.